Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel Inspired Birdie. So today I thought I would do a really quick plan with me tutorial, which really has to do with my weekly series of Plan with Me. So if you're new to my channel, I do have a weekly series on Sundays where I post videos called Plan with Me for the Happy Planner, and it's all about decorating your planner and getting ready for the week. Now, it's not just exclusive to the Happy Planner. You can really use these tips and tricks for any planner whatsoever. So if you're new to my channel, I hope you decide to subscribe and you join us every Sunday for the Plan with Me series. If you are a returning subscriber, I've been asked many questions throughout probably the last year or so, just about where I get my pictures from, how I get them aligned with the Happy Planner, where I get my washi from, all that kind of stuff. So today I'm going to cover these three things. So stickers, pictures, to-do lists, and checklists. So I thought I would just quickly show you guys my little tricks of how I get those three things. I used to use a lot of stickers that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and it's still fun to do that, but it can certainly be quite costly. So the three tools that I use is, first off, would be Google. I use things like Pinterest for a lot of different pictures and Google Images. The second program that I use is Paint, which is a very standard program that comes with computers, and the third would be a Word program. So I'm going to start off with the Word program. This is what I'm showing you guys here on my screen. And this is how I get my pictures to align to the Happy Planner. So the first thing would be to measure your planner. So most planners have squares and things like that. So start off by measuring the height and the width of what your squares are. And once you've done that, you can see here where I'm going to add in a grid. So I go under Insert and I add in a grid, and I add in as many columns as I want. And then all I do is I use the ruler on the top and on the left side to align with whatever measurements it is that I'm looking at. So for the Happy Planner, for example, my squares are 1.5 inches across, and I believe it's around 2.5, a little over 2.5 in height. So that's how I align my squares. And once that's done, you can really just click on the very last square in your column and then just hit Tab, and it will continue to create more squares. So I'll show you here quickly what I mean by that. And there you go. All right, so the next thing is Google. So Google is really where I get all of my images from. I like to do a lot of different creative images of things that you may not see at the dollar store. Plus, like I said earlier, it can get quite costly. So the theme that I'm working with today is New Year's Eve. And as you can see, I'm just going through Google Images. I'm typing in different words to find different pictures that I like that have to do with whatever theme it is that I'm working with. And then what I'm doing is I right click on them and hit Open in New Tab, and then I just copy them and paste them into Paint, where I can play around with them a little bit more. So for example, I don't always use the entire picture. I might only want to use a part of it, and that's where I use the Select tool in Paint to select the part that I want, and then I go into my Word program and paste it in the square and then remeasure it based on what it is I'm looking for. And you can see that I'm doing that right here. So I didn't use the entire pictures, I only used a portion of the picture. And that's really it. It's quite simple. It's very easy to do. The only fourth tool that you would need in order to do this would be a printer. And I do print on standard printer paper. I don't use any special kind of paper. I mean, if you want, you can use sticker paper to make it easier, so you can just peel and stick, but that can get quite costly as well. I just use regular printer paper. I get like 100 sheets for around $4 from Walmart, so really cheap, saves you a ton of money. And then sometimes I also like to include a few stickers that I do find from the Dollar Tree. But that's pretty much what I do, and that really allows me to have a larger creative option on different themes that I want to work with in my Happy Planner, and not just always doing the same thing. I like to do fun TV themes and movie themes. So if you're new to my channel, check out that playlist, because I do quite a bit of quite an extensive array of different types of themes. So that's pretty much it, guys. And then I'll look up things like, as you can see here, I'm looking at fireworks. I'll look up backgrounds and stuff like that to make my paper. You can also just use cardstock. A lot of times I'll use cardstock, but if you don't have the cardstock on hand, you can just look up a cool background. You can type in gold and black, fireworks, whatever the theme is that you're working with, and then just cut out a portion of that and use it for your cardstock. Also, I like to make my own to-do list. So I'm going to show you how I make my checklists and to-do lists. As you can see, I'm just finding an image that I like, that I want to work with, and I cut a portion of the image. I also found another image that I liked, and I cut a rectangle out of the center of it. So that gives me the opportunity to write in there. And then I just do all of this in Paint, and then I use the font to write my to-do list. And it's so simple to do. I'm just typing my to-do list. You can underline it, change the font, make it larger, make it smaller. Really, really simple to do. And then place it wherever it is that you want. And then a lot of times what I'll do as well is I'll go look for another image and just use a very tiny portion of that image. So for example, because I'm working with New Year's Eve, I'm going with a lot of golds and blacks, that kind of stuff. So I'll just find something. In this example, I wanted to use a gold star, so I just typed in gold stars, and then I changed it to gold sparkle stars to just really narrow down my search for what I'm looking for. And then once I find what I'm looking for, I'm going to copy that into Word, and I'll show you how I make my little check boxes. So I really like this image right here, so I'm going to go ahead with that gold sparkle star. And when I paste it into Word, it's much larger. This is where you just use the resize tool, and you just keep resizing it down until you get it to where you want it. So that's still a little bit big, so I'm going to resize it half of that, and there I have the perfect size. And then I'm also going to add a line so that when it's in my planner, I can actually write on the lines. You can change the line widths as well in Paint. Paint's a very simple tool, and it does come with most computer programs that I know of. And then I just copy and paste, and that's how I create my own to-do lists. It's the exact same thing I do to create my own checklist as well. It's so super easy to do. And it's fun, and you can really just customize it to what you want, and it doesn't take a long time to do either. I actually get a lot of joy and excitement sitting here at my computer searching for pictures that I want to use for my next planner theme. I actually find that a lot of fun. So I don't know, I find it therapeutic. So once I have that, I just paste it into my Word program. I tend to save the entire Word program at the end and just categorize it under a folder. So for example, this one I'll just call New Year's Eve. And I do have a New Year's Eve planner theme coming out at the very end. I would say the end to the beginning of January. So the end of December, beginning of January. I will have a New Year's Eve planner spread coming out. So stay tuned for that. I also have a lot of fun Christmas plan with me's that will be coming out in December, and a lot of really fun movie and TV show related spreads in the new year. So stay tuned for those. So as you can see, I'm doing the exact same thing. I found an image that I like, and I'm just cutting out a rectangle in the center. I liked this one just because of the gold. And then I'm typing my to-do list again. And then once I'm done, I'm going to do the exact same thing, just move it into the middle of the square. And this is the one that I tend to use on the day-to-day in my planner. The one that you saw prior to this in the Happy Planner, there's always a long section on the left side, and that's where I tend to put the list. So it's my to-do list for the week. And then I also like to make checklists for each day. I mean, you can just write it in your Happy Planner, but I like to decorate it. It's just so fun. It's nice to open your planner and see something that's just fun, and I find it motivational. It really makes me want to use my planner. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you probably feel the same way as well. You have that excitement around planning and using planners and stationery and all that fun stuff. I actually have another video coming out as well. If you're interested, if you're really into stationery and notebooks and things like that, stay tuned. I do have a video coming out. It actually might be before this video, I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be a video around notebooks. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to link everything at the end of this video that is already out. So right here, I'm just adding in, positive phrase. I think everybody likes the love, laugh phrase. Live, love, and laugh. So I just added it at the very bottom. And then I just paste those into my squares as well. And I posted a few of them because, like I said, I'm going to use them for my day-to-day checklists. And that really is pretty much all that I do. Sometimes I'll look for pictures that are larger, that I don't scale to size of the square, and I'll use them. Sometimes I like to use just a really big picture in my planner. I'm showing you right now backgrounds. I do look up backgrounds as well because those are fun to use as well, just to decorate the squares of your planner. And that's what you see me doing right now. But that's pretty much it. You just keep going along, looking for whatever pictures you want. Sometimes I'll also look for numbers as well, and I'll change the number for each of the days in the planner. So like January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, sometimes I'll change the number, make it a little bit more decorative. Sometimes I'll use Dollar Tree stickers as well. And then the only thing that I haven't mentioned yet is washi. I'm not actually going to show you the washi in this video. If you want me to do a washi, I don't even know what I'd call it. It's not really a washi haul because I already have all the washi that I've purchased over the last little while. But if you want me to do a video on my washi collection and where I get it from, just leave me a comment or like this video to let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. I have a ton of washi, and I've mentioned it in previous videos. I do tend to get my washi from 3 different locations, which would be AliExpress, the dollar store, and Michael's. But leave me a comment if you're interested in that. And that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. And yeah, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Love and peace to you all. Bye.